So everyone's talking about a Canadian housing crisis, but have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what is the actual crisis and what caused it? So here's the truth. This isn't just about home prices. No, it's about too many people chasing too few homes. And it didn't happen by accident. Nate Atkin here, back from Hummingbird Mortgages, here to help you understand the things about money and mortgages that they didn't teach us in school, but we wish they did. Let's learn about this housing crisis that everyone talks about. I'm going to break this down for you in 5 simple points. The first one is going to be population boom. Yes, population boom. In 2023, the Liberal government increased our population by 1.2 million people, yet we only built 250,000 homes. That math doesn't work. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. Number 1 is population boom. Number 2 is going to be zoning and red tape. What do I mean by that? Well, outdated rules and long delays make it nearly impossible for most builders to build fast enough. Yes, it's true, especially in cities where people want to live. It's very difficult for builders to build. So because of zoning rules and red tape and archaic policies, it's very difficult to build. Number 3, in addition to number 2, is going to be construction constraints. What do I mean by that? Well, builders are dealing with massive labor shortages, rising material costs, and higher interest rates. So what does that mean? Well, of course, even if they had the bylaws and zoning in place that would allow them and empower them to build fast enough, there's just not enough people to work and do it. And of course, the costs are very, very high. Number 4, speculation. What do I mean by that? Well, housing has become more of an investment vehicle than it has been a place to live. For so many decades, people looked at housing and homes like, oh, it's a place to live. It's a home for me to raise my family in a community to do that. But in recent years, people have started to look at homes and housing as assets only, places as investments, places where they can park their money and build their equity. And it's looked at now as a speculative investment as opposed to a home and a place to live. Reason number 5 for the housing crisis is cheap credit or cheap money. Yes, for over a decade, we had people fueled by FOMO or fear of missing out, buying and bidding, getting into bidding wars and all sorts of stuff because money was essentially free. So reason number 5, and the final reason, like the foundation, is money, cheap credit. So there we have it, 5 reasons for the Canadian housing crisis. Of course, there are others, but 5 big ones are population boom, zoning and red tape, construction constraints, speculation, or people using homes as an asset rather than a home, and of course, cheap credit or free money. The result, of course, is a system that is broken, and we cannot possibly supply enough homes to keep up with demand. It isn't just about first-time home buyers. Of course, it depends on where you are in the market cycle. If you're a baby boomer and you got $2 million in equity, yeah, you're kind of happy. There is no housing crisis. But if you're a first-time buyer, it's very, very difficult for you to conceptualize getting into the market. But this is not about a negative post. It's about letting you know that there are options. There are great policies and mortgage products out there to help folks out to get into the market or to continue to invest. There you have it. Canadian housing crisis. We can end it over the course of the next 5, 6, 7 years if we work hard and government chips in to do their part. Now you know.